So today's interview is Irene Watanabe. She's actually my mother. So it's kind of weird to do the interview, but actually Irene has a very interesting or unique unique background, and so I'd like to hear about her childhood and also about becoming a teacher. And I was teaching like 30 or 40 years in Matsumoto. So thank you for the time, and よろしくお願いします。
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
so,
happy to do this.
Okay. So, lots of young people, young kids will be listening.
Okay.
And of course, your grandkids will be,
Oh, right.
Like to listen to this. And so, yeah, お願いします。
Okay.
Hi. So, could you tell me a little bit about your childhood? And you said you don't remember about Detroit. But,
Detroit, I was born in Detroit, Michigan, but we were one when my parents returned to Los Angeles after World War II. They were not allowed to go to Los Angeles or West Coast, and they were actually in internment camp, Manzanar, and from there, two uncles volunteered to the American Army. But anyway, that's we'll go on with that. But
Manzanar story is
another story.
Another
altogether.
session. Maybe you can gather all the information from Grandma, and maybe we can have another session about the Manzanar.
Fine.
But if you can tell me a little bit about the house in Adams Street, or the cleaning shop, and moving to Gardena.
Okay. I can only remember a little bit of Adams Street. It's near USC, and Grandpa was a cleaner, professional cleaner. And at that time, when I was a child, the customers were quite rich people coming and bringing their evening dresses and suits and clothes, and they were very good customers. And we lived behind the cleaning shop in the back. And all I can remember is that it was just one big room, and we had a radio, no TV yet, and we played there. And I would go with Grandpa, that's Grandpa's father, every morning to the nursery school. I think Mickey too. He would take us to the nursery school, leave us there, and then come back about maybe 1 or 2 or something like that. And I can remember there was a Chinese man who gave me champe mui, which is jinjin mo. Every day he'd see me walk by and that's why I learned to like it. And the neighborhood started going down, and so Grandma was afraid of raising 2 kids in that turning to a rough neighborhood. When I was a first grader, or almost a first grader, we moved to Gardena, and it was developing at that time. Mommy wanted to go because I think she knew the Gardena Buddhist church existed, and many Japanese Americans bought homes in Gardena, and so I think they felt comfortable being with many Japanese Americans. And Gardena was a rather safe place because I can remember the one rule was for us kids to be home by dark. Otherwise, we could go anywhere on our bicycle and play. So I had some good girlfriends, and we would bicycle and play. And it's getting dark. I think we better go home. But gee, it's almost 7 o'clock or something.
You guys bicycle around there, and it was almost a farm.
Oh yeah.
So lots of fun. What do you do? You bicycle because nowadays kids, it seems like the only thing they do is play
team sports,
soccer, or play the video game.
Video game.
What did you do?
We would bicycle, and there was a slough. Slough is like a little river. Well, actually, not a river, but we'd go there and try and find some crabs, or we would play there a lot. We would bicycle to a shop, and then we would have maybe just a little bit of money and buy candy or something. And then we would go to one of like Diane's home or my home and be reading comic books or playing together.
So that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. That's all we did, and we didn't really watch TV, or we didn't really, we had no video games at that time. So, but playing outside, and then we also roller skate. Had roller skates. I'm quite good at roller skating.
Wow.
And so, playing outside was the big thing, not inside. So, and then we, the boys and the girls were separate. So I would see Mickey playing with a lot of guys, and then I would have girlfriends, or, like the neighbor, and Carol Dote, or Diane, I mean, we just would come together because summer vacation in the States was 3 months long. I mean, that's unbelievable, right? If you think of Japan. And I remember Auntie Kay would often take us to a drive-in theater where you drive in with your car. And from the car,
you
watch a huge screen. And then nearby would be a concession, and we would buy, milkshakes or potato chips, and then watch the movie. And then usually it's 2 movies.
Wow.
So
4
and
hours.
Then, you get on the car and go in. So you pay by car. And so each day, oikura. So, she would try and pack us all in, the kids. And isn't that fun? We would go to the drive-in theater a lot. Daytime, we're bicycling around or playing. So we had a good time, I think. It was the good old-fashioned 1950s lifestyle, slow living. And
but did you have to, you play around a lot, but did you also have to study a lot during the elementary school? Not as much.
School, not much. I don't remember. From about junior high school.
From junior high school.
Why did I want to become a teacher? Because I had some elementary school teachers. I even still remember their names.
What's their names?
Mrs. Smith, Mr. Wren, Mrs. Mahoney was the principal. She actually hired me at Dinker Avenue. And then Mrs. Alban, my 6th grade teacher. So I remember them, and I liked them. And I used to love the music teacher who would circulate, and then she'd bring that harpsichord, thing, and we got to sing Christmas songs or whatever. But I used to watch the teachers, and I thought, how fun it must be to be a teacher. So that, I think, my own teachers influenced me.
From elementary school.
Elementary school. And then in junior high school, I had Mr. Mogill for social studies. I believe I was a 9th grader then. I really liked him too. And he asked me what I wanted to be, and at that point I said I want to become hairdresser. Because for us, Mickey would be going to college. We're only a year and a half. And then if I went to college too, that's quite a burden for my parents. And that would be too expensive to send 2 kids. So I thought, okay, then I'll become. Then my grandmother, mom's mom, said, nope, Irene, you have to be on your feet all day. You're not strong enough to become a beautician. So I started thinking about it. And then Mr. Mogill, my sister, he says, Irene, you should go to college. So it kind of influenced me, and then I thought, I better study really hard, because if I wanted to go to college, I'd have to have a scholarship. Especially I wanted to go to USC, and that's...
Why USC? Why not UCLA?
Oh, I got into UCLA. So Mickey was going to UCLA, and it's much cheaper because it's a state university, and it's within commuting distance in those days, not that far. But Lily was going to USC, my best girlfriend, and many people that I knew was going to. My cousin had gone to USC, and this was Roy, and he got a scholarship. He was the violinist with the LA Philharmonic, and that's Dad's elder sister's second son, Roy Watanabe. And so he kind of encouraged me too, get a scholarship and go, type of thing. But he was so good, a musician.
So when did you start? When did you find yourself studying that much, or did you study a lot? Or
in junior high school.
Started ninth? No, junior high school.
Seventh grade.
The
From seventh grade, I
grade.
started studying really hard, and so hard that sometimes a report or something, I'd work on it. Dad would wake up, find me still up. So I'm up at 5 a.m. still, and he says, "You go to sleep, Irene. At least get a couple of hours of sleep. Don't stay up all night, and then go to school." So
that's in middle school.
Yeah, middle school.
Wow.
Middle school. This is for a report. So I started studying from middle school and then continuing on through high school, and I got grade point average had to be an A minus. Could not be B plus. It had to be A minus, and.
From the Gardena High.
Yeah, Gardena High School. And also I was girls vice president, which means there's a president of the entire high school, and then I was
student body.
A student body girls vice president.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I became that. So you have to have not only good scholastics, but you have to be a good worker for the Gardena High School promotion, So other extracurricular activity. Yeah. And then I would always try and play some kind of sports too, to be in the PE, whatever program. So I worked hard, really hard. I think I studied hard. And maybe that could have been the reason for my terrible skin. I don't know, because I don't think I ate that much junk food. I went to a dermatologist and he gave me a very strict diet. And we followed it, So, but why did I keep it? It could be hereditary, or it could be my nerves, because I really studied. I needed to get the scholarship.
When did you, about USC, when did you decide that you want to go to USC in middle school already?
Oh, I would say 5th grade. That's when I heard Roy got a scholarship. 5th grade of elementary school, I heard that my cousin got a scholarship to go to USC, and I thought, so I can get a scholarship, type of thing, when you're, But I decided I would try.
So, grandpa, grandma, I want to ask you, how they were.
Yes.
Masao Nozawa and Tsue Nozawa.
Yes.
But were they studies?
Never.
Never?
They never said to study once. Never. I don't remember. In fact, it was the opposite. Grandpa, go to sleep. Not good for your health. Go to sleep, because I'm still up studying. But never once did. They themselves, their story is quite sad, is that they lost the eldest son in Manzanar and the youngest daughter at Adams Cleaner. So Mickey and I, the survivors, are the middle 2 children. So we should have had 4, 2 boys and 2 girls, actually. But because of losing 2 kids, I think they were a little protective of us. So, grandma particularly, where are you? What are you doing? Why aren't you come home? I mean, it was like, Grandma, don't call me. I'm with my friends. See here. Here's Lily. Lily, tell her I'm with you. She was so protective because I think she had lost 2 kids. So, but you know what? She let me come to Japan.
Yeah.
I mean, if she was against it,
Mhm.
I would have never come.
Mhm.
I would have never come because I would listen to Grandma.
Yeah.
And so, wow, that she let
Mhm.
me come. I mean, she thought I would be happiest here. Although I know she would be very lonely without me near her. You know, if I had married somebody nearby in LA,
You get to see quite often. You
often,
get to see each other quite often.
quite often, and take the grandkids home or whatever it is. So she was very strong. Grandma and Grandpa were strong because they were 10 years separated from their own parents between the ages of 4 and 5 to 14, 15. I mean, that's the most formative years of your life. They lived with their grandparents. And Grandpa said his real grandparents were here. But Grandma says the grandfather was her grandfather, but the grandmother, first one, had died. And so the second wife, and she was not so happy to have Auntie Sawa and Tsue come, my mother and her younger sister, come live for 10 years to learn Japanese.
Yep.
But they sent money. They sent money to them to take care of the kids.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah.
So Grandma always says, gee, that grandmother, if there wasn't money being sent, she probably would have sold us. As a joke, you know.
So Grandma was not protected, but not too much of a study.
No,
Both of
no,
them.
both of them.
And Grandpa was always working or
very
working
hard.
outside.
Yeah. I don't remember them saying to study. In fact, it was the opposite.
I wonder, where does that motivation come from?
Me.
Yeah, so you yourself, I know that, but
Oh,
again,
influence-
where does the
Yeah.
influence come from?
well,
I think the kids needs to hear this.
Yeah. Well, number one, I needed to go to college because I saw Grandma, who is a housewife, and she depended completely on Grandpa to give her money every month. And then sometimes she goes, Grandpa, I'm sorry, but I need extra this month because it's Christmas and we got to give Christmas presents to everybody. And he would get mad, because he worked so hard. So every penny, I'm sure, it was not a really very easy lifestyle for them. They were working hard to pay up the loan of the house and pay for the truck and whatever equipment, so it was, and then she would say, I need extra money because I need to buy Christmas presents for cousins, or something. So he would get mad. And I realized, a woman has to work. I realized then that a woman has to be able to have her own income. And I think that's very important now. That I know it's hard because the woman usually gets the burden of raising the kids and also taking care of the house, cleaning and washing and cooking. But to have a job is so important. Not just the man, but the woman. And then I always tell Sakura and Hana and Mei that for a husband, be sure that he will take care of you. And sometimes the guy is so good until you get married, but that he's not abusive in any way. They don't have to take any abuse. That's number one. And if it is, leave. Because the women are kind of raised to be gaman. You should not complain. You should put everything inside and just take it. No, you don't have to. And then to have your job gives you your independence. So when I went to USA on the scholarship, and then I was able to get my master's, and that's another story. Grandma sat next to my scholarship advisor and said, "That's my daughter. Oh, she's getting into the honor society. She's going to work and then go back to get her master's." And she says, "Who is that? Irene Watanabe." "Oh, she's a scholarship student.
Mhm.
I'm her scholarship advisor.
Mhm.
Ruth Scruggs was her name.
Mhm.
She asked me to come the next day.
Mm.
She said, Irene, I heard you want to go to get your master's degree. And I said, yes. Go ahead and get it. And I said, I can't afford it, so I'm going to work for a while. No, go. She says, I'll give you a scholarship. Oh my goodness. And if you look at the USC tuition now,
Wow.
it's unbelievable. So I got my master's, and then because of having my master's, I got my job at Shinshu University. So
So before you go to Shinshu University,
Yeah.
your major was
education,
education,
actually history,
history,
American history,
U.S. history.
U.S. history.
Uh-huh.
And my minor was Japanese.
Oh, no. Major was education and
U.S.
mainly
history.
U.S. history.
U.S. history.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to teach maybe junior high or high school, I could
you could.
because I had my master's. I would probably become a history teacher.
Wow.
You know, I mean,
U.S. history.
the U.S. history. Don't ask me about it now. 'Cause
Oh.
yeah, I liked history, and then
Mhm.
maybe I really like ancient history.
Oh.
I mean,
More than
modern
yeah,
history.
modern
I
history.
like ancient history.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Very much.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
any books or anything that you've read and I don't know, do you recommend to
The kids.
kids or
Yeah.
children
Yeah.
in general?
Well, one of the books that I was given about 20 years ago, and then it was made into a movie, was J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings.
Uh-huh.
And that book, the 3 books, you can't put it down.
Mm.
I was given to those 3 books by a friend of mine, another teacher, and she said, you'll like them, and I started reading them. You can't put it down. So I recommend for Sakura and Meita. It's not so difficult because it's a tale. But J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings is a fascinating tale. And then they made it into a movie. I thought, how could they ever make this into a movie? But now that they have computer graphics, they can do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Did they do a good job? Did you see the movie actually?
Yeah.
It was
I
okay.
did. It was okay. Yeah, the book is better.
Ah, book is good.
The book is better.